I do want to talk about Henry Cavill next because he fits right in with these topics in a lot of ways. So I think the best part about it is Henry Cavill is one of those dudes that I really, really have always appreciated. And so whenever these articles come out about him, it speaks to the differences between these ones. So we've gone from The Rock to Henry Cavill, both of whom are extremely successful, right? So this article says Henry Cavill is ready for Superman return. And the thing about it is that people want that return, right? They want The Rock people will go and see The Rock in any movie he comes out with, and people are desperate to see Henry Cavill come back as Superman because he's so good with the fans. We're going to watch The Witcher season 2 for to do on the podcast here. And one of the things is like, even if you're not a huge fan of the property, if there's somebody on there that you feel is a good, like that you really enjoy their work outside of the industry, whether you should have to or not, it's going to make you more inclined to watch it, right? So for me, I have a hard time like separating art from artist. Not as bad as some. Like I can watch certain actors who I've really had problems with the way they talk to fans or the way that they talk on social media. Like Kirk Acevedo is the example I always get. I can watch anything that he's done in the past because my memories of his acting there are tied to before I saw how awful they were to people online, right? Or I'm not saying he's necessarily off, but he said stuff that I've disagreed with, and it kind of bugs me, right?
Can you list some of the stuff that you watched of his?
He just had he was on the show Fringe. Fringe was a really good show, and he also did guest spots on really popular shows that I like. I just happen to be a fan of, like Person of Interest. He had a really good episode on there, stuff like So when you see him a lot, you're tied to that. I already saw those episodes before the social media stuff happened. Now, if I see him in new stuff, it's not the same.
So basically, you're saying like separate the artist from their art form
as best as you can, but that's not always easy.
It's not like a lot of people, like when R. Kelly came out with that news.
Well, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, like a lot of people were upset because like you remember when you watched Space Jam and like they sing that famous song with Bugs Bunny, I Believe I Can Fly.
Yes, I do.
It makes a lot of people depressed.
Yes. He also sang the song Gotham City for the movie Batman and Robin.
Really?
Or that might have been. No, that was Batman and Robin. It was Seal who sang for Batman Forever.
Okay.
So let's get into the article as we tangent like we tend to do, right?
We're just old women.
She's an old woman.
I am.
No, I am too.
Yeah, okay.
See?
They're old women. I'm just an old guy.
He doesn't want to admit it that he's a woman.
Okay.
This is 2021. You need to accept it.
I can be both. That's fine.
That's true.
It says, Henry Cavill is ready to don the suit once more and return as Superman. The 38-year-old British actor recently appeared on the UK's Lorraine show to promote the upcoming Netflix series The Witcher Season 2 and was asked if the Superman costume is still in his closet. I do still have the outfit, Cavill said. Just in case, yes, I do. Ready and waiting for the phone call. Also, Henry Cavill told Lorraine Kelly the suit still fits. Yeah, it's because he's like ripped still. Dude, still. We were talking about him being James Bond. We said you have to lose muscle if you wanted to play James Bond.
I know, right?
So it says, it was so much fun, he continued. It was the kind of thing where even after it's been so long since I put the suit on, professionally, you look back up and think, what a wonderful opportunity. Even if I were to stop acting tomorrow and go live on a yacht or a sailing boat somewhere, just traveling the Med, I can still look back and say I've worn a cape and leaped out from a building and entertained some people. There's a lot of humility there. Like there's a lot of like thankful, there's a lot of gratitude for the opportunities he's been given. The famous story from what I remember is like he got the job playing Superman and he missed the phone call because he was in the middle of a World of Warcraft mission.
I still think that's funny.
He's
a WoW fan.
He's a geek. He's a nerd. So I think that's why people in that community tend to like feel like they've adopted him as his own because whether it's The Witcher as Geralt or it's Superman, he clearly has respect for the characters in the source materials, which is an ongoing battle in these industries. So, I mean, there's a million reasons to like Henry Cavill.
Imagine him being like a very attractive comic book guy from The Simpsons.
That's what he would be.
Yeah, exactly. Like he'd be a very attractive comic book guy.
He is. He's the argument you make when people say that like all geeks are man babies that live in their mom's basement. Like, yeah, look at Henry Cavill.
Well, look at you, Brett.
Yeah, well, I haven't been a comic book geek in years, but like that's like I just I kind of gave up on reading the actual books. But
that's true. You can read them online on Comixology.
There was also a thing about Webtoon last night.
Yeah, I brought it up. I was like, you need to read Webtoon. I'm kind of slacking behind because I'm behind in that one Webtoon comic that I told you about.
Well, they're like the most popular platform now. There's a thing. Clownfish did a video on it.
Yeah, it's really popular because it's free. You can read it for free.
Well, people love free.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to read a little bit more here because I do want to talk about. There's also the other Superman projects that are in the works that kind of bum me out because it makes me feel like we won't see Henry Cavill again. So there's still a lot of storytelling for me to do as Superman, and I would absolutely love the opportunity, Cavill says. The killing of Zod gave a reason for the character never to kill again. Superman falling to the ground and screaming afterward. I don't think that was originally in the script, but I wanted to show the pain he had. I did far more emotional takes they didn't choose. Tears were happening. He just killed the last remaining member of his species. That's the choice he made in the moment, and he'll never do that again. There's an opportunity for growth after that, to explore the psyche of Superman as a deep, seemingly invulnerable, godlike being, but with real feelings on the inside. As I always say, the cape is still in the closet. He's such a geek. It's awesome. That was a big deal because, Superman not being somebody who kills. A lot of people weren't fans of the Zack Snyder take on Superman, thinking that all he really wanted to do was direct Batman, but they gave him Superman instead. Mm-hmm. I'm one of the people who does like the Zack Snyder movies. I make no apologies for it. You're allowed to not like it or like it if you want. It's your choice.
Mm-hmm. For me, I feel like he really fleshed out Superman because, like, nobody thinks about it. Like, he was raised by people who live in the Midwest. Like, he's kind of confused because he moves to a big city and he doesn't know how to, like, cope things like how people who are actually born in the city. So he does have feelings. Remember, he's like a human. Well, he's not a human being, but he was raised by human beings. He has feelings, bro.
Yep.
He's Superman.
And he's a hard person. Like, Superman as a character is a hard one to tell stories with because he's so overpowered. Like, eventually it always has to come down to Lois is in trouble, or or Mama Kent or Papa Kent are in trouble. Like,
Martha.
Yeah, well.
You remember that?
I'm the only one who was like, you know what? Maybe I totally tried to like make what she's referring to as a scene in the movie Batman vs Superman. I'm sure anybody who's watching this knows what we're talking about. Yeah. But there's a scene in Batman vs Superman where he's saying Martha and not Mom to Bruce Wayne, and he's like, "Why did you say that name?" And I'm the only, I was one of those people. I'm like, it could happen. Maybe he calls his mom by her name. I don't know. Like, I totally tried to excuse that in the moment. Like, I feel like you could have done the same thing by having him say Mom, and maybe Bruce Wayne feels just as like...
No, he wouldn't.
I know. But I made excuses for that one in the moment, so...
No, I just think it's funny because, like, I don't know if anybody's familiar... Well, actually, they have over 2 million subscribers. How It Should End, that YouTube channel.
Yeah, I love them.
You remember when they made, like, their own character, and, like, they're like, what are you going to name it? I'm going to name him Martha. And they were making fun of that whole scene.
Superhero Cafe is like still like I still watch the supercuts of Batman and Superman Superhero Cafe all the time.
Yeah, I love it. Like if you guys don't want to watch the whole movie, I recommend like either watching us first, where we'll recap it.
Wow, that was a shameless plug right there. Holy crap. That was really good.
Yeah. Or you can watch them. They do animated versions, but I recommend us because we're funnier.
Maybe you. I'm not going to claim to be funnier than
you're funnier than me.
How it should have been.
This is a serious show. It needs to be taken seriously.
Very serious. Yes, we take our jobs very seriously.
Yeah, I smile way too much. This is me just injecting something to make myself smile.
Very serious. Very serious. So there are rumors here that say that Cavill is signed on for three more appearances as Superman in upcoming DC films, meaning again with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. They didn't put The Rock. I put The Rock in there. With Dwayne Johnson tackling the question of Black Adam versus Superman, where The Rock said the battle will take place one day. So they want to put The Rock first. They want to putting those two on screen together would be a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it would be. And especially like a lot of people don't know who Black Adam is.
though, that trailer's been getting a lot of, or that, the sneak peek where like the super violent sneak peek has been getting a good amount of traction.
Ooh, Black Adam versus Shazam. Are they going to do that one first?
I'm more excited about Shazam: Fury of the Gods than I am about most of the other.
Well,
DC.
it's because
love Zachary Levi.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't Zachary Levi like the best actor ever?
Okay, I wouldn't quite go that far, but
because I loved him from Chuck. Okay,
Chuck is probably one of my favorite non totally dramatic shows of all time, and I would never want that show brought back now. I want it to stay exactly how it is, even with the ending that people didn't necessarily think was all that great.
I think I was too young to remember how it ended.
No, we'll watch it. We'll watch it. So beyond that, there's also, they mentioned here the rumors about him possibly playing James Bond. But either way, definitely what we're going to be doing is me and you are going to watch The Witcher season 2, and we'll review that on here because it will clean the palate of me making you watch Hawkeye. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.